Yeah, so this is Z speaking. Right. I am going to give you some information about my first experience of love. Yeah, obviously I'm Nigerian. I'm 31 years old. My first experience was when I was 14 years old. And these times, of course, I was at secondary school. I was, I would say I was fresh off the boat. My family are hardcore Christians. Which obviously passed on to me, which I had some values of Christian. I had some Christian values as well, in regards to love and marriage and sex. So now, yeah, obviously I have this girl. This girl is my class. She's British. Now, everyone in my class, all the girls in my class, they just tend to be so noisy and loud and just almost behaving so erratic. I was probably one of them. I was obviously one of them. I was making so much noise. I was quite a loudmouth. You know what I mean? I was quite a clown of the a class clown, per se. But there was always this one girl that was just so quiet in my class. And I was thinking, how is she keeping quiet? And everyone else is making so much noise and making a racket. Even with the supply teachers, she kept quiet and she treated them with respect. You know, she never said no, nothing rude. She never swore. She never even threw a piece of paper, nothing. So I took into a liking of her, obviously with secretly. You know, these times at the age of 14, I wasn't looking good. I didn't have a haircut. You know, my dad, for some reason, my dad didn't believe in going to the barbers to get a haircut. He used to cut my hair himself. You know, fully straight up, just hair balded off. Now, I think he's from the village, so he doesn't care, to be honest with you. He doesn't care about looks. He just cares about going to school, finishing your education, and that's it. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'll be wearing white socks with shoes that are £10 shoes. My blazer's obviously probably small for me now. My bag's probably ripped up now. So they you know, Africans, sometimes they don't care about appearance. So they just care as long as you focus in school, don't get into any fights, and don't get any bad reports. You're going to stay in the country. You're not going to get deported. So obviously now, not deported, but get sent back. Because obviously, them times my mum and dad will be making threats that if I get any bad reports, they'll just send me back to Nigeria straight on the next ship. So obviously that struck fear in my heart, but didn't stop me from behaving in a mad way, of course. So I was obviously the class clown. This girl was laughing at my jokes. So a lot of people laugh at my jokes. Some people thought I was annoying. So obviously they don't like me. So it's all right. It's normal. So I was a class clown to fit in, to be fair with you, you know, and it also boosted up my ego, you know. Anyways, yeah. So this girl now, she was very quiet, didn't make no noise, and I was thinking, no, I like this girl. I like her. So I just didn't know what angle, because I was so shy at talking to girls, and it was weird. It was very, very weird. People think that was strange, but everyone else would be playing with other girls, but I was so shy with talking to girls. It was really bizarre. So now, like, there was, I think it was Valentine's Day, and this was at the age of 16. At the age of 15 now. Year 11, I believe. The beginning of year 11, Valentine's Day. And everyone was giving each other Valentine's Day notes, saying, oh, would you go out with me? Would you go out with me? You know, notes there that they just hand over to each other. And so I had a few friends of mine, I'll say friends at that time, but they did take the pee out of me, to be honest. They used to cuss me a lot. So, and they just said, who's your Valentine's? So obviously I tried to hold it down for a long time, but after a little bit more persistence from them, I told them who it was, and they were laughing, like just running around like headless chickens. Just wow, but it was so embarrassing, because I was thinking, please don't blow my cover, man. Please don't go and tell her without my consent. So obviously, I'm assuming they did, because what's gonna happen next is gonna be a madness. So basically now, I was thinking about it through the night, through the day. And then the next day I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? I think it's time to make a move on this girl. So I wrote on a piece of paper, would you go out with me? And as It's really crazy what happened. But anyways, I took the piece of paper to her and ran away. It's like a weirdo. I ran away. And she read it, and she never spoke to me ever again. Ever again. Oh, it was so embarrassing. It was so embarrassing. And like, I just thought, nah, man, I'm done. I'm finished. No, I'm sure she showed it to everyone else, and everyone was just looking at me like some strange boy. That's just, it was too bad. That was my first ever love experience, to be honest with you. But that made me feel a bit, that shook me up. It didn't have too much of an effect, but the love was serious, like to the extent where obviously I fancied her, innit? It wasn't a relationship or anything. It was just more of like, I wish it was a relationship. So much infatuations, like, oh, imagine me and her walking, or holding hands, walking to the shops, or maybe walking to the library or something. Those thoughts were going through my mind, but yeah, that got terminated instantly, with no words spoken, nothing. That broke my heart, man, ripped me apart still. But you know what? Yeah, that's that really ripped me up still. Yeah, that's my story, I must say. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, didn't really have too much of an impact to me, but obviously it got me shook a little bit more. Of girls, I was more shy, but obviously as you get older, you start getting a bit more confidence also. Well, hopefully for some people. But that's my first experience of love, which was obviously one way. It wasn't a two-way relationship. Yeah, so that was it. Hope you enjoy it.